Part 1. The anomaly. The world is a solid thing. We walk upon it with the arrogance of those who believe the ground beneath our feet is absolute. We map the peaks, we drill the mines, and we assume that what we see is what is there. But nature, or whatever came before nature, is a master of the mask. My name is Elias Thorne. I am a structural acousticist. I spend my life listening to the Earth's bones. Usually the Earth speaks in low, heavy groans, the sound of tectonic plates grinding like rusted gears. But when the magnitude 7.2 earthquake hit the Alps last spring, Mount Atrax didn't groan. It sang. The seismic sensors across Europe went haywire. Every peak from Mont Blanc to the Matterhorn registered a solid, muddy thud. But the data coming out of Atrax was impossible. The frequency was too high. Too pure. It vibrated at a perfect 440 hertz, a middle A. To a man like me, that sound only means one thing: resonance. And resonance only happens in a cavity. I was flown in by a private geological consortium that refused to name its backers. They gave me a drill team, a pressurized suit, and a single instruction: find the floor. Atrax is a jagged tooth of a mountain, perpetually cloaked in a gray-white mist. We hiked to the north face, a vertical wall of limestone and ice. Drill here, I told the lead engineer, Sarah. I pointed to a spot where the acoustic feedback was thinnest. The diamond-tipped bit screamed against the rock for 6 hours. We expected a core sample of solid granite. Instead, at exactly 5.2 meters deep, the pressure gauge on the drill dropped to 0. The bit didn't just stop hitting resistance, it fell. We lost 40 feet of steel cable in a heartbeat, swallowed by the mountain. Part 2. The hollow. We widened the hole and lowered a fiber optic drone. The feed on my monitor flickered to life, and for the first time in human history, we saw the lie of Atrax. The mountain is a shell, a hollow egg of fossilized stone barely thicker than a cathedral wall. Inside, a void so vast it has its own weather. The drone's spotlights cut through the dark, revealing internal clouds, thin, wispy veils of moisture trapped in a perpetual cycle of falling and rising. As the drone descended, the altimeter spun 500 meters, 1,000, 2 miles of nothingness. And then, we saw it. The spire. It rises from the unseen floor like a needle made of frozen shadow. Obsidian, perfectly smooth. It doesn't look grown, it looks manufactured. It stretches upward for 3 miles, stopping just 20 feet short of the mountain's ceiling. It is the tuning fork of the world. But as we adjusted the drone's infrared sensors, we realized the walls were not rock. They were lined with millions of hexagonal cells. A hive, a city, a graveyard. Whatever it was biological. Part 3. The confrontation. The drone feed suddenly glitched. The sound of rotors cut through the thin mountain air. 2 blacked-out Little Bird helicopters hovered just 50 feet from our ledge. Before we could react, 3 figures rappelled down. They wore matte black tactical gear and pressurized helmets. The leader stepped forward. His voice came through our local comms channel, metallic and cold. "Commander Miller, Mr. Thorne, you have a very expensive habit of sticking your ears where they don't belong. Elias, your Vanguard horizon. This is a restricted survey zone. You're trespassing. Commander Miller, the international community doesn't even know what this mountain is, Elias. They think it's a pile of limestone. We know it's a battery, and you just short-circuited it. Sarah, the pressure is dropping, Miller. If that vacuum seal fully breaks, the structural integrity of the peak is gone. This whole range will destabilize. Commander Miller, the mountain is a shipping container, Doctor. A temporary shell. It was always meant to be opened. We just didn't expect a freelance acousticist to find the latch before we were ready. Elias? The latch? Look at the readings. That obsidian spire. It's vibrating at a subharmonic frequency that shouldn't be possible. You don't keep things in a vacuum to preserve them. You do it to keep them from waking up. Commander Miller, extraction is already underway. My team is dropping thermal bore charges onto the spire's base as we speak. We're going to see what's inside the egg. Elias, the cells on the walls. Miller, I saw them. They're reacting to the air hitting them. They aren't stone. Commander Miller. I know. They're breathing. Part 4, the implosion. I gave him the encryption key. Not to help him, but because I realized it was already too late. As soon as we broke that 5-meter crust, the clock started. The earthquake hadn't just made the mountain ring, it had cracked the glass. Our drill bit had finished the job. I looked at the monitor one last time. Small fissures were spreading across the obsidian surface of the spire. The hum changed. It went from a middle A to a low, vibrating growl that shook the marrow in my bones. The hexagonal cells on the walls began to glow with a faint, bioluminescent blue. Millions of them. Waking up. Get to the chopper. Miller screamed, his composure finally breaking. The mountain didn't explode. It imploded. The shell of Atrax collapsed inward, swallowed by its own void. For a moment, the sky over the Alps was filled with the dust of a dead mountain. But through the dust, I saw the truth. The spire didn't fall. It stayed. It stands there now, a 3-mile needle of shadow reaching for the stars, no longer hidden by the stone. And the humming has stopped. Now, there is only a signal. A beam of pure energy shooting straight up into the vacuum of space. We thought we were exploring a mountain. We were actually opening a door. And now, something is answering the call. If you hear a ringing in your ears tonight, don't ignore it. It's not the wind. It's the earth. Like, comment your theory, and subscribe for more suspense stories.